Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Thoughts and Coffee. It is another Tuesday. I know I was away last week. I had a couple of days up north. I have to say, though, one of the mornings felt like it was October because it was so cold, but I got some paddleboarding in, so I'm a happy camper, and I hope you guys are all having a really great week. Before I bring Audrey on, who's our guest for today, I just want to go over what is happening at Let's Talk Supply Chain this week. So the episode that was released yesterday, I was talking to Dan, the CEO of Omne, all about their global web the global supply web solution, their technology solution, which is pretty awesome. So go and check that out. It's episode 133 on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play, wherever you subscribe to the Let's Talk Supply Chain podcasts. This afternoon, we have a new episode of From the Front Lines. And actually, I should probably be sharing my screen for all of this because I am talking about it. So there's episode 133. This is the new From the Front Lines with Andrew Johnson. He's talking about supply chain visibility and store inventory. That one is out now, but we're actually going to be posting about it this afternoon. Tomorrow, we've got a new question of the week. So join us on LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. We're going to be asking you where you want to travel. Where's the first place you want to travel when we can all get back to traveling? And I'm going to ask Audrey that question when I bring her up. Plus, we've got a new data den coming out on the SC Supply Chain TV on Wednesday as well. Thursday, we've got a new Supply Chain Minute. And we've also got episode 4 in our mini series with SQA. If you've been following it, we have been talking about all sorts of amazing things. The first episode was called Mission Control, and the series actually is called You Won't Believe What We've Seen. So the first one was Mission Control, where we talk about aerospace and aircraft and some of the horror stories around quality and supply chain. The second one is about saving lives. And that's all about the healthcare industry. Last week, we talked about technology in their high stakes episode. And now this week, we're going to be talking all about beauty secrets and what influencers have to do with supply chain and quality around beauty in our industry. And last but not least, SHIPZ, SHIPZ.com. We have launched. We are ready to go. And we've got some demos that are coming up in September that you're not going to want to miss. So make sure to go and register for those. AJ, if you can put those in the comments so everybody can go and sign up. We're looking for freight forwarders and mid-market shippers to be able to do that. And yeah, can't wait to see you on the demo. So let's bring up Audrey. Good morning, Audrey.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
I'm
yeah,
we should talk about our hot topics.
I know, and we should tell everybody we were at the beach last Saturday. Trade besties at the beach. We had a lot of fun. We were going to try to do it again this weekend, but it looks like it might rain, so I don't know if we're going to be able to do that, right?
Yeah. Got to see about the weather here.
I know. It's so up and down. So the question of the week, we're going to be asking, what's the first place you would travel when, all the borders open up and it's safe to travel again? Where would you go?
Well, I haven't seen my dad since, last year. So I might go see my dad. He's down in the US and our border is closed right now. So might just go down to Greenville, South Carolina and have a visit. Nice. And beyond that, I don't know. I mean, it was big plans to maybe so anywhere. I'd go anywhere. If someone wanted to invite me and pay for the whole thing.
Or maybe meet your dad in New York City, because I know New York City is one of your favorite places.
I love going. Yeah. It's a fun spot for sure.
Yeah, I think I would go to the UK just because my family's there. I want to go see my step-grandmother. Yeah. It's been 3 years since I've been back, and my whole life I've been back almost every single year. So it's been hard, right? It's been hard not being able to see them. Although we've really connected over Zoom, which has been really, really cool. Yeah. So that's the one place I would go when everything sort of opens up and I I can't really wait for that. But I don't know if you can see these bags. We had, a thunder and lightning storm last night. And I don't know if anybody knows, but I've got 2 little dogs, and one of them is terrified of thunder and lightning storms. She's literally like 10, maybe 11 pounds. And as soon as we get thunder and lightning, she shakes the whole bed, like the whole bed. She's like, if I'm not sleeping and I'm terrified, I am just going to keep everybody else up. So that's what happened to me last night. So I'm on, I'm a little tired this morning, first world problems. But anyways, I know there's a lot going on, especially in the States. I just want to shout out to everybody over there to stay safe. Lots of protests, lots of hurricanes, some weather stuff going on. And obviously, COVID is still running rampant. So just want to send that out there and make sure that everybody's, staying safe right now. So let's talk about thoughts and coffee. Did you check out my post from Sunday?
From Sunday?
Yeah. The one about the numbers don't count. I don't think I can pull it up. For some reason, LinkedIn is being really funny with my feed. So I want to bring the post up, but they're not letting me. They're not, for some reason, LinkedIn. They're saying, oops, my feed doesn't work. Anyways, see? Look. I don't know what's happening with LinkedIn right now.
Oh.
I know. And then
LinkedIn
it says
does
try
this
again.
every once in a while. We've had this with LinkedIn before.
See, look. Yeah. Oops.
Yeah. Oops.
We can't show you your feed.
We don't know how to work a computer, so.
So let's just talk about it, because on Sunday,
tell us about it.
So I wanted to talk about the numbers. Like, why do you do what you do? Is it all about the numbers? Is it all about the likes? Is it all about the followers? Is it all about the money? Like what is your why? Because for me, I was talking about an encounter. So I was in Boston. I think it was last year, near the beginning of last year, which is crazy to me because it seems so much longer ago. But I was in Boston for work. I was doing some really fun things with some cool companies out of Boston. And I ended up in this Hyatt. And all of a sudden, there was a fire alarm. And I don't know about you, but I have never been in a hotel that had a fire alarm go off.
No.
So, I had a bit of a blonde moment. I didn't really know what to do. I grabbed everything but my wallet, which was kind of weird.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize that until afterwards. But anyways, I come out of the room. There's a lady walking towards me. And I'm like, is this real? What do we do? She's like, follow me. We go down the stairs. We go into the lobby. Her and I start talking. And she starts telling me about how she's written these books, but she doesn't know how to publish, and she doesn't know if she wants to publish, and she doesn't know how to publish. And so we were just talking about it, and I was talking about Amazon. And then, after that short encounter, I didn't have anything to do for the rest of the day. And apparently she didn't have anything to do for the rest of the day. And we ended up going shopping and having lunch, and we talked more about what she was doing from a publishing perspective. And it's totally random, totally random. I don't know if that's a Canadian thing to do, but the Boston people I told about it the next day were like, oh yeah, that's totally a Canadian thing to do. And her and I, she knows nothing about supply chain, but her and I have remained friends ever since. And she actually self-published on Amazon, and to great reviews. And she's got 2 books on Amazon, and I'm super, super proud of her. And her and I keep in touch, and she sends me these notes every once in a while saying how much I inspire her. And that's what I wanted to put out there, was that, my why is to do those types of things, is to have those encounters and those relationships and be able to, motivate somebody to self-publish a book. And that's really the concept and what I wanted to put out there as far as my thoughts and coffee post on Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, we all our different motivations, but sometimes with social media, it's it also feeds your ego. So there's different times where I post something and then I'm curious and I'm refreshing and I'm like, does everybody like this? Does everybody like me? And then I'm like, okay, maybe that's not the best motivation for what I'm doing. but yeah, you kind of have to grow into social media and understand, like, if you get for a tool like on something like LinkedIn, on like using it to grow your business, what that means, and then watching, your human nature of just wanting the hit from all the likes, right?
Yeah. So, hey, Tim, good morning. Thanks for joining us. He says it's all about the challenge. Nothing better than finding solutions and solving logistics, purchasing, inventory, or customers' concerns. So I think that's what I was doing. I was probably helping, problem solve for her self-publishing.
The problem solve.
And thank you to Sophia. She actually put in the comments my post. So thank you for that. And also, I actually took a picture of her response from Facebook because she's not on LinkedIn. And I put that in the comments of the LinkedIn post. So go and read that because I think it's a fun story. It's something that was totally random, but has turned into a really fun relationship that I just wanted to share with everybody. So want to say hi to a couple of people that are joining us today. So we've got Samuel from Panama. Hello. Manipagul, very super. Thank you so much for joining us. Moise is here and he says, good morning from Dallas, Texas. I think you guys might be getting some remnants of that hurricane that's coming through Houston. So stay safe and stay well. Who else have we got here? We've got Nassar from UAE. We have a LinkedIn. So I keep getting these LinkedIn users and it's either John Baglino because he doesn't know why it's doing that. And if anybody knows why it shows up LinkedIn user and not his name, if you could let me know, because I'd love to let whoever it is know, because we'd love to be able to do a shout out and, to them specifically.
Specifically to our friend John. Yeah.
I know. Mustafa from Egypt. Hi, hello. And Sophia says the same happens to my dog, right? Like, I don't know what it is with thunder and lightning storms. And I tried to give her there's some calming treats. And even that didn't work. So I don't know what I'm going to do next time, but she definitely keeps me up all the time. I see we've got another LinkedIn user. I wish I knew who this was, but hello to you from Salt Lake City. Thank you so much for joining us today. And one last one, we've got Jose here from, what did I do there? Oh, Jose from Mexico City, Oscar from Buenos Aires, and everybody's saying good morning now because I'm doing all sorts of shout outs. This is so fun. We're so glad that you could join us this morning. But we have some supply chain topics that we need to get to, right? And the first one is a lot of fun because we are talking about some cheesy trade deals. So I don't know if anybody's ever seen this. I talk about this a lot. I talk about the hustle a lot. I really like their newsletter. I think they come out with some great topics. And lately they've been coming out with a lot of supply chain topics as well. And this one kind of caught my eyes because it said trade deals are stalling thanks to cheese. And what they're talking about is that the cheese exports are worth $70 billion and they've grown 3% a year since 2010. And what the problem is Cyprus wants extra protections for its signature halloumi. And last year, Italy's Parmigiano cheese claimed that U.S. tariffs would shred 50,000 jobs. And now China's getting into this because they're buying up artisanal cultures like nobody's business, it says. Between 2013 2018, British cheese exports to China jumped from 67,000 to 6.5 million pounds. I mean, what is going on with cheese, Audrey?
There's a few things. It's always a hot topic because it's usually a very strong domestic industry. And you usually have that cheese that you're well known for. So like in Italy, you've got the Parmigiana, and in Cyprus, you've got the halloumi. It's very specific. It wasn't just Cyprus cheese. It was like Cyprus halloumi, British Stilton, right? So you've got that product that you're known for. So you've built up a great solid domestic industry and you want to protect those jobs and those artisans. And the China thing, it's like that's they love that kind of luxury or unique product. So if you're, kind of a Chinese shopper and they have a massive luxury and middle class buying power, then
Oh, I lost Audrey for a second. I think her internet's gone a little spotty this morning. But yeah, I think that what she was saying is that they're using some of these trade deals to really not only protect local jobs and what's happening from that side of things, but also, being able to protect obviously the export side of it. I mean, China, that's an exponential growth in cheese right now, which is absolutely crazy. So hopefully we get Audrey back soon. But we are going to move on to our next. I don't know where she went. Audrey. Anyways, I know Tim says brie cheese is the best. I love brie too, although I've just found out that I have an intolerance to dairy. So I can't eat brie cheese anymore. So that's very, very upsetting for me. And so now we're going to go on to our next topic, which I thought was really timely because we were talking about, or we're going to be talking about in our question of the week on Wednesday morning, we're going to be talking about what's the first place that you would travel to when the borders open up and it's safe to travel again. So make sure that you go and comment on the Let's Talk Supply Chain LinkedIn page on Wednesday morning because we're going to feature any of your comments on an upcoming episode of the podcast. So super important every Wednesday morning to go and comment and check out everybody's answers. So that you can be featured on an upcoming episode. Just going to say hi to a couple more people who have joined us. Anita, thank you for joining us. It's great to see you. Oh, we've got a fellow Canadian, Andy Miller from BC, Canada. Well, I grew up going to high school in White Rock, so I don't know if you're anywhere near there. But I definitely I did all of high school out in BC, so love it out there. Montasar from Tunisia, thanks so much for joining. And Khaled, hi from Egypt. I think Audrey is coming back. There she is.
Mm-hmm.
We missed you.
I know. My computer crashed.
Oh, did it? Oh, no. Of course, during a live stream. That's so funny. Anyways, so let's get on to our next topic. I thought this one was really, really cool because they're talking about, does it matter that business travels
small tech issues today? Small tech issues.
Okay, well, you're back. So I'm talking about our next article, which is, does it matter that business travels on hold? And I thought this was interesting because, we're all seeing it from obviously our budgets, right? We're getting all of our travel budgets back because nobody's really traveling.
Yeah.
We're also hearing that travel is going to go up. Business travel pricing is going to go up because potentially, they're going to have to put in extra seats, or extra space between the seats, or they're going to have to put up partitions. And so the ticket prices are going to go up. But this article talks about how bad it is that we're not traveling for business because it's bringing down our know-how. Did you read this, Audrey?
I did. Yeah, because it's fascinating to realize all of the little types of knowledge that we share when we travel with one another, and just the different experiences, and that if we're not connecting globally in person, there's little things that you just kind of don't get into when you're on a Zoom or when you're on a Skype or when you're on the phone. And it's like those little in-person conversations that we actually, either learn sort of skills, we build skills from, or we learn, the experiences of others. So it's, they actually managed to put sort of a number on, the loss of this know-how. It was fascinating because they didn't think about it. You kind of think about oh yeah, I'm going to miss talking to people or whatever, but you kind of didn't quantify it into there's actual skills that we aren't going to be able to share because they are the kinds of things that you only really share in person.
Yeah. So what they're also saying is business travel boosts its international economies, which obviously we know from the discussions that we're having at a high level. But what they're also saying is that global GDP would drop by 1% if the US, which is one of the biggest know-how exporters, stopped business travel. A permanent shutdown, the researchers predict, would drive a double-digit loss. Like,
That's not,
that is
it's not.
just mind-boggling.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Does anybody from the audience wanna weigh in on that? Because I'm sure we're not the only ones that are surprised about this. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, you talk about, um, KPIs indicate let's see what Andy
Right.
says. Our organization, healthcare, has been working remotely for months now. KPIs indicate productivity and customer service or customer concerns issues are down, which is true. And that's what I'm hearing from a lot of people and a lot of leaders is that, their productivity is the same, if not higher, because we're all working from home. But the
Mhm.
trouble is with us not traveling and seeing each other in person. And what this article is talking about is that we're not exchanging ideas as much as we would if we saw each other in person and
Mhm.
if we still were able to travel for business,
Yeah.
right? Because you're taking what from where you live and you're taking it into another country and you're having these discussions and you're talking about different perspectives.
Yeah.
And so that, according to this article, has a huge and profound impact on what is happening in our global economies. I mean, the
Yeah.
GDP going down 1% because none of us are traveling for business. And if we put a stop to it completely, we could be in double digits at that point. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't think anybody can predict something like that.
No. No.
So it was fascinating. Anyways, we're going to have the link to that article in the comments. And now we're going to get to topic
Oh,
3,
this is
the
another good
8
one.
innovations that are transforming supply chains. So
Yeah.
I'm sure you went through this list and you were
Yeah.
like, okay, yeah, we've been talking about some of these for a while. But then there was some on there that we were kind of new to me. I don't know about
Yeah.
you. What do you think?
Yeah. No, there were a few like last mile delivery obviously is going to be a trend.
Yeah.
Um, the one around like some of the service that you're going to do your own the Amazon Flex model,
Yeah.
like do it yourself logistics.
Mhm.
We've seen hints of that. We've seen people talk about that because people get frustrated with the whole industry, especially I find small business entrepreneurs who are really on the outside of supply chain,
Yeah.
and their business now has to interact with logistics or deliveries. They really want to like change the system because they're kind of looking at it from the outside in.
Mhm.
So yeah, so this could be interesting. And same the on-demand warehousing I thought was interesting because I think we used to do it very casually. Because
Mhm.
I remember asking, you know, I mean, we have a warehouse space, but I remember asking, it's like, who do I know with a warehouse? Because all of a sudden I need warehouse space. So, but it
Yeah.
was very casual. And you just do this frantic email, like, oh my gosh, do you have a warehouse in Chicago? Hi, do you have a warehouse in the UK? Hi, do you have, it's very cold and very casual. And now people have actually, with technology improvements, it's like, oh no, I actually have all of this. What do you need? And I think it's a bit more accessible than what it used to be. I think it was more you'd have to kind of dig and kind of track someone who might have it. And now it's yeah, through
Yeah.
technology, you actually have the access to it. And people are being more collaborative about their warehouse space because they've realized it's a way to make money too. I mean, I
Yeah.
could think if we had a whole chunk of space in our warehouse, we're like, wait a second, we
Yeah.
could rent this out.
Yeah, and I mean, fulfillment is changing really,
Yeah.
right? Especially with
Yes.
the on-demand deliveries. So
Yes.
I mean, traditionally you would take a warehouse maybe on the East Coast and the West Coast to be
Yeah.
able to fulfill a lot easier, and you
Yeah.
would have one location, everything would go out of that one location.
Yeah.
But it comes with a lot of challenges. It comes with a lot of overhead. And so
Yes.
companies are looking at micro warehousing.
Yeah.
They're also looking at this on-demand warehousing. This article talks about Flex, but I also know that there's another company that's just come to market in the last couple of months called Freight Stash,
Yeah.
and those are for, short-term warehousing
Yeah.
options. So if you know that you're going to be doing a promotion in a certain area and you want to keep some of that inventory in the certain area so you can turn it faster and you can deliver it quicker, these are really great options for that, and something to really consider in your supply chain strategy, especially as you move forward. I mean, everybody's talking about moving their manufacturing, and whether you're going to be manufacturing to supply globally from one location, or you're going to manufacture in one location to supply the local market, which means you're going to have more manufacturing facilities, which means you could also have more micro warehousing facilities and more places for you to be able to keep inventory and fulfill the demand, and being able to keep up with those delivery expectations as well. So I think you're right. I think the on-demand warehousing, especially with everybody looking at their supply chain strategies right now, the mobile robots are very, very cool, especially from a warehousing and an inventory standpoint. I've spoken to a lot of really good companies that are coming out with some really good options, utilizing drones within warehouses, utilizing robots like this, minimizing, the human touch, which can sometimes lead to challenges and issues, and, mislabeled or misdelivered, that kind of thing. So we're bringing in those types of technologies that are going to streamline some of the processes and allow us to really be more creative, be more innovative, be more strategic. Truck platooning, I haven't heard too much about that. What it's saying is it's an emerging concept that allows greater vehicle to vehicle communication, but you can go to the article and read a little bit more about that.
I think this,
sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I think the self-driving truck thing is going to help with that. So I think that's just part of the next wave of trucking for sure.
Yeah, and blockchain we've been hearing about for a while. Some people are on the bandwagon, some people are not on the bandwagon. I don't know about you, but I love listening to people talk about it.
Yes.
And sort of figure out what side of the fence they're on when it comes to the blockchain. Geolocation, obviously,
that's a cool one.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to be looking into changing your manufacturing locations, or even just the concern about a secure and sustainable supply chain, like shoring, then the tagging and that kind of technology is going to be very important to you.
Yeah, absolutely. Some really great comments happening over on LinkedIn. Moy's, few airline companies are giving free name change privileges to promote business travel, corporate travel. I'm sure American Airlines. I mean, that's a good thing. But I don't know about you, but I'm finding that a lot of people are struggling to trust that they're going to be able to do that when the time comes.
Yeah.
So I was talking to my family about potentially booking some travel for next year, and they were like, well, is it refundable? So I looked on it, said fully refundable, and they were like, yeah, some people are getting their money back, some people aren't getting their money back, so it's really the unknown that is stopping people from spending that money on travel right now, because even though it says fully refundable or that you can do a name change, some people are experiencing the exact opposite, which is really not helping that part of the industry at all. Well, we are coming to an end of our Thoughts and Coffee. Again, we've got all of the articles in the comments. We're also going to be posting all of the link to the articles in the posts themselves over on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and where else? LinkedIn? Yeah, we're not on Instagram right now. I don't know. I'm trying to keep on top of them all. There's so many.
There's so many now.
Well, we hope that you stay safe, and we hope that you have a great week. We're so glad that you could join us today. Next week, I am going to be back here on Thoughts and Coffee with Mr. Supply Chain. That's right, everybody. Daniel Stanton is going to join me on Thoughts and Coffee to talk about Thoughts and Coffee, life, and the hot supply chain topics. So join me next week, Tuesday at 10 a.m. Eastern. And again, we hope you have an amazing week, everybody. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Sarah. Thanks, everyone.